It's that time of the week again where we go bargain hunting on the eShop. Yes, we're cutting through the sea of junk to help you uncover those deals worth considering across the UK, US and EU eShops. I'm James Amero, and before we jump in, I wanted to highlight our sponsor of this episode, Hypercharge Unboxed. This is a project of passion from a team that have created a real love letter to the toys of our childhood in the form of a superb FPS game with tower defense and wave-based mechanics. What I love about this game is how the developers are constantly adding new online, solo and local content, which is always great to see, so be sure to check that out. Stick around as we also have a winner to announce for a $10 eShop voucher later on. Now, let's jump in and check out this week's deals. First up, and my pick of the week, I'm going for Northgard. This is a Norse-inspired RTS game that feels an underrepresented genre on the Switch. A lot of real-time strategy games don't port well onto consoles because of the fast-paced nature of them, which can be difficult to map to a controller. Thankfully here, the gameplay is a little bit slower, lending itself well to the Switch. The cartoon style is reminiscent of mobile games, which some will like and others won't, but the gameplay is really solid, combining action, strategy and 4X simulation building like Civilization. It's engaging without being too heavy, making it well balanced for genre pros and those simply curious to try something new out. Jordan, Juan, what about you guys? What are your picks this week?
Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Jordan here with my bargain of the week. Thought I'd do it while I'm out and about walking the dog. Where is she's gone? Oh, she's right there. Can you see her? No. Anyways, my bargain of the week is the VASARA Collection, which may sound like an Italian fashion brand, but no, it's a collection of shooters. I love shooters, especially the vertical ones. This is two old school arcade shooters, VASARA 1 and 2, plus a brand new game, which is more modern and it's a totally different beast. But check out my review for more information. But in the UK, it's now a very respectable 80% off, which is not the cheapest it's ever been, but it's still a very good price for a bunch of very good shmups. In the UK, it's now £1.80 or something there or thereabouts. In the US, I don't think there's a sale as of yet. Hopefully, sorry, just walking through this willow tree. Hopefully in the future, it'll be on sale again in the US, but I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend you check out my review and say hello to my dog. Hello, Luna. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, James. There's only one pick for me this week, and that is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I loved Ori and the Blind Forest, and the sequel was a very much anticipated game for me, and I love a good Metroidvania game. If you haven't checked out our Metroidvania mega list, then make sure you do by clicking that right-hand banner. But this is beyond everything that I wanted in a sequel, keeping true to the original while also improving it in subtle ways and giving us a slightly longer adventure. The visuals are absolutely stunning, smooth as silk the way this game runs, the soundtrack is absolutely incredible, and to top that all off, you have a lovable protagonist which is a joy to control. Challenging enough, but not overly so. For me, it's a game that was worth every penny at full price, but with 50% off, you have to try this if you haven't already. It's an absolute steal and a must buy. I cannot give it any higher praise than that. Jordan, you're making us all look bad with your interesting walking videos in China. Sorry guys, but James and I can't really match that unless you want to see us in the wet British countryside. Take care everybody, see you next week.
Thanks very much there, chaps. Lovely picks. Jordan, I am super jealous of the weather over there. It's May here in the UK, which is normally quite hot, but no, it is raining and I would love to be out there wearing a t-shirt. Anyways, up next, Ministry of Broadcast is an adventure platform game that is heavily stylized and inspired by George Orwell's 1984. In terms of gameplay, you can see the influences from the original Prince of Persia and games of its type, with levels full of traps, enemies and puzzles. It's an interesting game that doesn't get everything right, but offers a really good experience from start to finish. I love a game like this personally. Now up next, it's the Almost Gone. This is a fascinating point and click adventure set across 5 chapters. At first you're not quite sure what's going on, but it slowly unfolds into a tale of how you got to this point between life and death, tackling some really tough subject matters such as alcoholism. The game doesn't overindulge and keeps its puzzles simple and straightforward, and visually it's clean as well, but I really do like the style. This isn't one to revisit, but it's thought-provoking and really worth a playthrough. Dungeon of the Endless mixes up tower defense, strategic gameplay, RPG, roguelike elements, and it's a solid combination. The game trips over itself with a bit of a poor tutorial, but if you push through and get your head around the gameplay mechanics, there really is a decent game here to play and enjoy, and it has a very healthy 80% off right now across the UK, US and EU. Next up, I'm taking a trip down memory lane, all the way back to 1995 in fact, when the original Sega Saturn Dragoon riding shoot 'em up first came out. Fast forward, and this arcade style classic has been remade with 3D graphics, reimagined stages, and the option of a new control scheme. It's brilliant to see the little details from the original are recreated and gaps are filled in with the new horsepower. As an arcade style game, it's not actually a very long game, but if you play it like it's imagined without lots of lives, it will take you a while to conquer, and it's good fun. Vaporum is a steampunk dungeon crawling RPG with all of the classic elements thrown in. There's an intriguing narrative, fun puzzles, and lots of customization and characters to enjoy. Combat is really engrossing with grid-based battles, and with 60% off, it's a nice, solid package with lots of depth to enjoy. With a Blade Runner vibe, State of Mind is a narrative-driven story adventure set in 2048 Berlin. The story is predictable, but it's enjoyable. It's a bit like watching a cheesy sci-fi flick whilst eating popcorn on your couch. The visuals stand out as stunning, the look of the world is wonderful, and it's a real high point of this game. Now throughout the game you are a passenger. You'll interact with a few puzzles here and there, but ultimately you're along to see the journey. At its original price point, it's just way too much to ask of this game. It's only 10 or so hours long, but with a lovely 90% off and at just £1.59, it is tempting. Now there is something really satisfying about an arcade-style, over-the-top action RPG, and Darksiders delivers. The developer decided to give us an interesting choice with this excellent port, where you can choose performance or detail by switching modes. If you prefer the fast pace and don't mind slightly lower graphics, then you have the choice, or you can enjoy it in all its glory visually with a slightly slower pace, and I think it makes for a good option. And if you enjoy this one, then of course the sequel is also on sale, and this one brings more glorious arcade slashing to the table and expands on the first. If you enjoyed that one, then you'll be enjoying this one as well and jumping back into it. Both of these titles have a healthy 50% off right now, so it's a good time to pick them up. Now next up is a game that's gone on sale a few times and I absolutely love it. It's not often that a rhythm-based game comes up with something new, but that's exactly what Crypt of the Necrodancer has done to fantastic effect. It turns out that combining beats and dungeon crawling results in a brilliant and exciting game. The tunes are spot on and the gameplay is no slouch. Now you've got two choices here really. You've got the original game with a very healthy 80% off right now, or you've got Cadence of Hyrule, essentially the same gameplay with characters from Zelda. And that is a blast to play, but it isn't on sale at the moment. At 10 years old, the Blob 2 has found its way onto the Nintendo Switch, and it's a solid home for this puzzle platformer. This one oozes charm throughout, and its core mechanic of painting items to progress still works. The first part had some annoying camera angle issues, but that is better here, along with some light RPG elements thrown in, making this a step up over the first, and with a healthy 60% off, it's worth experiencing, especially in co-op with the family. Last week was all about the North American sales, and this week it's much more balanced, but the next couple of games are on sale in the UK and EU only. If you do live elsewhere, then it's worth noting that the Switch is region free, so you can pick up games outside of your local region. Now Crysis Remastered has been ported to the Switch, and it's superb to this day. The fast-paced action as you take on enemies in lush environments wearing your superhuman nanotech suit is thrilling and satisfying. There is a lot to enjoy here, from the story to the ability to tackle your goals in various ways, and the game is a blast to play on the move as well as on TV. To this day, this is still a great game. The BIT.TRIP series revolves around the blocky commander video in the first 6 titles from this series. These were originally released on the Wii and are a whole lot of fun. Each of the games is quirky, and the general thread pulling them together is platforming and rhythm-based gameplay. You might recall these 6 games were released together as the complete compilation on the Wii. Instead here, we have the choice to pick up each of the titles with 60% off right now. Blazing Beaks is a great little game to play with your friends. Levels are randomly generated and you can play story mode with a friend cooperatively or alone. Either way it's a blast. If you want to compete against friends, then there is a tournament mode too to test your skills against each other. For us, we loved how simple it is to pick up and play and get into. Blasting foes is super fun, a really strong pick at a brilliant price point. And that's it for this week. Thank you very much for stopping by and hanging out with us. We are giving away a $10 eShop voucher to one lucky winner for commenting on last week's video with their pick of the week. Thanks very much for everyone that shared your pick of the week, and the winner this week is .com. Congratulations to you. Please email us at contact@switchwatch.co.uk and we will get you that voucher. Now, we'll be back again tomorrow with Jordan's physical roundup for the week. Until then, have a great day and see you on the next one. If you did enjoy this video, then please do consider subscribing so we can get more videos like this one to you.